From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
It's a big evening of Evenings LALATE, direct from Santa Monica, as we go into a big exciting night about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In tonight's recording, we go over that monthly stimulus check and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks go to a big vote on Monday. What is that vote? I have all the deliciousness across the board. Then we cut to the big details thereafter, the recon substantive, as we go over the details of the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. $3.5 trillion of checks coming to the American people. I'll go over all that and more, and why, if you're a Purple Hawk, you're ready to pounce and get big sums of money we've never seen in this channel. Then in the final 15 minutes of this video, a lot of breaking news about student loan debt forgiveness, about SNAP, and about the biggest payouts you've ever seen under fourth, and finally, fifth stimulus. And then we turn to the big money across the board that viewers continue to get. It's a beautiful evening, direct from Santa Monica. I'm excited for you for all the great details as we go into a big evenings of LA, starting right here, right now, direct from Santa Monica this evening. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend across the board. And thank you for joining me on a big evenings of Evenings LA. The weather is gorgeous here in Santa Monica, California. And I'm so excited you have joined me across the board. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we're going to go over the big money that you're going to get under this fourth stimulus package. And if you've pounced under previous stimulus packages as a Purple Hawk, you are going to clean up. Then we turn to the big vote as we crash into Monday. $3.5 trillion of checks are up for a grab and up for a big vote on Monday. I'll go over all that deliciousness more than a donut. And then we turn to the big exciting news of the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the final very end as we see big sums of money across the board and all the other incredible sums of money coming to you under fourth and fifth stimulus. It's a big night with a lot of recordings. And how are you? Thank you for joining me on the new Evenings LA. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers at YouTube record, the fastest growing channel of its kind. And this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight Crypto. So hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video to 3,000 likes and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. There's been a worldwide outage of YouTube alerts from the community page for members since Wednesday. So it's important for you to see the programming schedule that we have on store for the rest of the evening across the board. You're currently watching Evenings LA. Coming up next, this video will take you into the Overnight's crypto broadcast. 2 hours from now is Street and Stimulus. Then 3 hours from now is Sirloin at 8 o'clock. Then we go into the 9 o'clock show, 1 hour after that, which is Overnight's Crypto, and then Purple at 11:30. I'm back with you tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Overnight's LA, then 3:30, Street and Stimulus, and then the brand new early mornings LA at 4 a.m. So I'm excited for you. And then we go into 9 a.m. with mornings LA. How are you? Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuned in from and how the weather is. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, so much breaking news. But first, let's get to that monthly stimulus check. Senate versus House, House versus Senate. Get ready to vote, but not just yet, because more Democrats are speaking out about this. We had started with the House versus Senate initially, but now we have a lot more House members saying you got to do it. Let's start with those senators. Warren, Sanders, and Wyden saying you have to give a monthly stimulus check. They say monthly. They don't say amount, but they do say monthly. Then we have over the House. AOC and Omar writing the president letter saying $2,000 monthly. So they say monthly, but they also say $2,000. Then we have the House Ways and Means Subcommittee. They're the one that actually writing the stimulus package. They say monthly, but they don't say amount. They also say fifth stimulus next year, but they don't say amount for that, and they also don't say how many of them. Then we have the American petition, 3.8 million American signatures so far at $2,000 a month per person, and that is monthly, again, $2,000. And finally, we have the House bill, which is a little bit different than everything else we've seen so far. So far, we've seen $2,000 a month and monthly as the reoccurring theme. This one is more than just monthly. It's pandemic plus 1 year. $1,000 after the first month of $2,000. So is the pandemic over or is it not over? It is not over. Tonight, we learned that Washington State is at its worst levels of COVID since the pandemic started. On the economic front, we're seeing big impacts across the board. For example, Apple Computers announced that its employees may stay at home through at least January because of Delta. And third, on the earnings front, Ross Department Stores, very popular chain that has discount clothing for Americans, had a great spring and early winter of earnings, January to March, but reported today that it's projecting down for Q3 coming up at 64 cents a share when Wall Street is expecting nearly double to 3 times that. Why are they downgrading? Why are they reassessing projections down? Because of Delta. And that is why the pandemic plus 1 year stimulus check from that house may be the best deal of all of them. 13 checks at least, well, at least 12 checks at $13,000 for a vote. So vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from tonight. And how's the weather? Who gets this fourth stimulus check? You do. Single individual, 75,000 or less, you get this fourth stimulus check. Double married couple, 150,000 or less, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. And family of 4, Democrats represent, you're getting one as well. Quadruple it. And finally, if you're on benefits, Democrats represent, they're giving you one as well. In fact, the Democrats represent that if you got a third, you're getting a fourth. Is the fourth stimulus check income? It is not. It's not taxable. And the fourth stimulus check will be the same amount for adult dependents across the board and everyone else. And finally, fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So if you're at the beach carrying a surfboard and wearing a yellow bikini, do not wave at the check because you'll drop the surfboard. That's sort of how it works. And there we go. In the second half of this video, we'll cut over to the big exciting news of that big vote coming on Monday. I'm really excited for you. Stay with me all weekend long because there's going to be a lot of talk about this vote. As the House is coming on back, I would cue the Welcome Back Carter 3 theme music, but I can't get clearance for it. And that started on Monday. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you. All the exciting, great news. Then we go over what happens after that day because, boy, there's a tidbit you're going to see in that message from Steny Hoyer you're not going to see anywhere else, or this analysis. It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. Very exciting details tonight on Evenings LA. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready because tonight is your night. If you've gotten rent, utilities, food, or internet or mortgage assistance, you've been good. But if you haven't, I'm going to show you how to get this big sums of money. When we start talking, we will start with rent. But first, before I even get to the details, I want to really applaud you. You're doing a great job. As Purple Hawks, as viewers of this channel, as anyone that has the ability to pick up the phone and call, you are now doing things I've never seen before because while we talk about these massive sums of money, then there's always the small incremental sums of money. And since recording these videos in the last few days, yeah, you've seen $27,000 for rent gotten by Elizabeth as a Purple Hawk, and Mark $25,000, and Nancy $24,000, Richard $22,000, and Nisi $22,000. But what you also don't see is really this. The private messages I'm getting on social media from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram from viewers just like you. It's wonderful. They're telling me daily, thank you. Just in the last few days, I got money. And here we go. Every few hours, there's more people. We have Sharon tonight, got $2,700 for SNAP. Lainey, who got $13,000 for rent. And she got PPP from me earlier this year at $2,500. Johnny yesterday getting $12,000 for SNAP. Kathy getting, upwards of $15,000 in the last few days. She got $13,000 for rent. And she got some water. And she got some SNAP. And Helen getting 3 items. Rent, electric, and water. So she got 2 utilities and rent. There's so many things that are wonderful about that news. Number one, that people are getting triple crown, rent, utilities, and food. And number two, that people are getting this money just this week. And now they're realizing, wait, we're going to get a fourth stimulus. Don't worry about fourth stimulus. Let's get the big money that's available right now. It's third stimulus. So get that pen and paper ready. Let's go back to that rent. You saw those viewers getting those massive sums of rent. Boy, and you know what I like about that story for the rent graphic is this one. Mark, he got $25,000, and then he told his neighbor something. I'll tell you what he told his neighbor in just a second. Cecilia tells me she got over $1,200 for HEAP. That's a heap of HEAP. How much other utilities are viewers getting? Bam. Oh, my goodness. Nancy getting $7,000 for utilities. Mark, there he is again, $6,500, and Angela $5,000. SNAP is money for food. How much money do you think viewers are getting? Bam. Oh, my goodness, Louis. $18,000 he got for SNAP. John, $10,000 to $12,000, and Nancy $5,000. There's Nancy with a third item. So So ready for that triple crown? We already had some viewers overnight get triple crown, like Helen and Linda and Kathy. But here we go. Wow, there we go. Nancy getting 3 items at 32,000, and Nisi 3 items at 23,000, and Mark 2 items. 2 items, Mark. That's a graphic about 3 items. How did you get my graphic, Mark, at 2 items at 32,000? I'll tell you how you did. I love this story. I really do. There's so many parts of the story I love. I showed Mark on camera getting 2 items at 32,000. He saw my recordings for about 4 days. And so I said on camera, Mark, why did you not get Snap? That's the missing 3rd item. Snap is a snap. You pick up the phone and call. And he did. And within those days, he went and got Snap. But what he also did was he went to his neighbor and said, hey, you got to watch this kid LALATE. He's the real deal. And the neighbor went from 0 to $20,000 of rent that same week. That's incredible. I mean, that's what people do. When you pick up the phone, you can go get money. And it's as simple as that. The phone is your friend. The phone is your friend. E.T. said that as well. Phone home. In this case, phone stimulus. And there you go. Let's see how much money Mark got across the board for Snap. He got $19,000. E.T. phone home. This is great news. And can we top that? Yes. Lorraine getting $105,000 for this channel. Boy, and this is what we do, and this is what we've been doing since day one. I launched this channel last year because people applied for the EIDL loans, and we're not getting approved. So I went on camera, I said, here's how you do it. I started doing their applications on camera. Off camera, I was doing them as well in the middle of the night on social media, private messaging with them, fixing things. Getting about 10 applications a day done. The volunteers doing 1 or 2 more per day as well. $150,000 a pop, $25 million of EIDL loans I got approved, and saving their businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. But then in fall 2020, we did more. There was no second stimulus check coming. It was not coming, sort of like what we're waiting for 4th stimulus. So I said, there's other money I can get you. And I got them, $250,000 of rent. Like Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston getting $15,000 of rent. Just like what we're doing now with you. We're waiting for 4th stimulus to come. We know we're going to get this money under 4th stimulus, but we need money right now. So let's get that money right now. Get that pen and paper ready. You're going to be the next Mark or Louie or Nancy starting right now. We get some rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities as a family starting right now. I'm going to show you some introductory remarks. Listen to them carefully. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. So you don't reach out to one and stop. Because the first one may say no. They may likely say no. Who cares? Because each has different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. They also have their own pots of money. Number 2. There's money in every state. Now, you may live in a very small town. Maybe you only have 500 people in your town. Don't worry. I'm going to show you city, county, and state levels because you're going to keep on going up the food chain. Number 3, listen to the keywords I say in the video. It really helps get people approved. Number 4, don't include new eligibility criterion that I don't mention on camera, like they don't give money to people who have surfboards. Who? What? And finally, keep on pushing. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or donetta or donetta or donettos. They don't know that. And if you haven't posted your success story for rent and utilities in the live chat, do it right now. Tim and Linda got this wonderful pot of money. The next pot of money is Snap. Lingaling got it for herself, her son and her mom. Gail got as well. Louie got 18,000. Mark got 10 to 12,000, and John got 10 to 12,000, and Mark got $19,000. What is Snap? Snap is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. It's a Snap. It's easy to get. Easier the eligibility than a stimulus check. How much does it pay? A fortune. Family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $60,000 a year. Wow, why so much money? Because 2 wonderful executive orders. But. If you heard the breaking news live on air on Monday, you heard it. But if you didn't, I'm going to tell it to you right now. The president had a 15% increase of SNAP running out in September nationally. Executive order. And so he reached out to SNAP and said, you know what, SNAP, we're not going to do any more executive orders, and you're going to take care of it. And you're going to give Americans more than 15% temporary. And they agreed. This Monday, the Department of Agriculture made the incredible announcement. I'm so excited to tell you this, that everyone's SNAP benefits, current or future, are going up. The new rate will be an average of 25% higher, lifetime, automatic, starting in October. Oh my goodness. So viewers like Mark are going to go from about $19,000 to $25,000. Wow. If you got success stories for rent, post them in the live chat right now. And we're killing. We're only 15 minutes of this video. We got to $27,000 for rent, $15,000, $18,000 for SNAP, $9,000 for utilities. We're just getting started. The next part of the money coming back to you is the money from your states due to overpayment of unemployment benefits. This is the direct deposit payment due to computer error. Not your computer, theirs. So reach out to them, say, hi, where's that check due to overpayment of unemployment benefits? And can you track it with a computer that's actually turned on? One viewer got $3,000 for this. Another viewer got $5,000. The last pot of the money is the refund check coming back from your state, from the IRS on that 2020 taxes you paid taxes on for that unemployment benefits. Let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits. You paid $5,000 of taxes, of which $4,000 was your taxes on unemployment benefits. You're getting back $4,000. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second. But first, here's a personal message. This channel was launched for me to help you. And you have been doing a great job of helping others. I see in the comments nightly where people are jumping in the comments saying, you need this money? Let me tell you where it is. Someone's in Mississippi, someone else in Mississippi helps them. Someone's in Atlanta, someone else is in Atlanta in the comments helping them. But if you've had success stories for rent, utilities, or food, or internet, post them in the live chat right now because you help people a lot. I'll tell you why. Number one, a lot of people never knew these monies exist. And so when they see people getting over $20,000, they realize, wait a second, I need to get that. A lot of people think utilities may be a couple $100, and then they realize it's thousands of dollars. And then a lot of people never heard of SNAP until they found this channel, like Larry Mao. He got $500 a lifetime a month because he found this channel. Finally, we have wonderful viewers like Art Sullivan and Nisi, who got 3 items, did the Triple Crown. And you saw in the opening remarks, I had countless viewers like Helen and Kathy, who are all Triple Crown winners. They were inspired, like Nancy and Mark were as well, to get 3 items. And finally, we realize how big and bold these numbers are as we are inspired by people like Lorraine. So post your success stories in the live chat and help inspire other people to become Purple Hawks as well. And with that, how about back to those unemployment benefits? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov, and 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the taxes you paid and the tax return you filed, and then it'll reveal stuff you'll wish you'd never seen. It revealed when Ron Wyden goes out to get his hair done. Does he do the Nancy Pelosi special, or does he do the Bernie Sanders mittens special? Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes, as we go into the second half of this video, but also that IRS refund check will appear in that transcript search 70% of the time. Let's go into that second part of the fourth stimulus check update of 2021, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Why do I say deal done, and why am I so excited about this? For the following reasons, is that the President of the United States met with the Congress before they started the entire voting process and said, what price do you want? They said $3.5 trillion. He said, deal done. So when they go to a vote on Monday, as Steny Hoyer has ordered the House back in session, and they look at the price tag of $3.5 trillion and try to agree upon it, they've already agreed upon it. So away we go. The other reason I'm excited for this is because it's all checks for you. Yes, there's a push underway to put stimulus checks in there additionally, but everything else that's in that $3.5 trillion is checks for you. First stimulus package, this big. Second, this big. Third, this big. Fourth, this big. And the prior stimulus package is 80% for corporations. This one, 100% for you. Checks of all magnitudes, confirmed price, and away we go. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon, making it passable and the bipartisan passable. A conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon, the harder it was to pass. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the bipartisan, from the recon, putting in the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable, and vice versa. Here's what you need to know is that going into next week, the Democrats on the House and Senate side already agreed upon the price tag of $3.5 trillion before they started. So this is an easy vote. That's why Representative Richie Torres and also Ilhan Omar said we have to have a recon that goes as big and bold as we want it. That was before. They got it. $3.5 trillion. Done deal. So what did the president say during those negotiations for that price tag? Protect my recon. Because everything in that recon is checks for the American people. Progressive checks, says Jolapal and Schatz. The White House considers the progressive priorities their own priorities in that recon. Protect that recon. So what's a recon? What's a bipartisan? What's the difference between a recon procedural and a recon substantive? Let's go over all the details so you are ready to rock and roll as we go into the big exciting details of Monday. And trust me, stay with me over the weekend because this is far from over, this discussion. There's a big push underway to get all these big sums of money in there as well. So when you look at recon versus bipartisan, it's very simple. Your money is recon, not your money is bipartisan. Recon is also called reconciliation. Price tag 3.5 trillion, also called the spending plan, also called the budget plan, also called the Democratic Welfare Reform Plan or something like that. Bipartisan called infrastructure, not your money, roads and bridges, price tag 1.5 trillion. Okay, that's pretty simple. So what is recon procedural? What is recon substantive? Recon procedural basically asked two questions that have already really been decided already. Do you agree to do a total price tag of 3.5 trillion? I do. And do you agree that each committee will be given this amount of money? Committee number one, this amount. Committee number two, that amount. I do. And that's done. Very simple. Recon substantive then says, okay, now that a committee has been given $10, $20, how does that committee spend the money? And that is what they do next after that. That's how they said, okay, who gets the money across the board? How do we get to this wonderful spot? By Jolapal, who recently wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck all the vote on the recon. Well, he did, and it passed the Senate, next up the House this coming Monday. But that letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus, who wrote the president a letter earlier that says we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Wow. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, the one we just went over, yep, recently wrote the president a letter saying they're going to give you monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Yeah. So a lot of people are telling the president we need to do monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Ironically, what's different about this is that these are the legislators, so they determine what goes in there, not him. They're just sort of telling him we need these things in there. And you see in this video that we have AOC, we have Omar at $2,000 a pop a month. We have Warren and Sanders saying monthly, but not an amount. We have the House bill. We have the House Ways and Means saying monthly. And then, of course, we have the Americans saying $2,000 a monthly. So big push underway for those stimulus checks, in addition to the $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Can we top that? Yes, as the president went overseas 7 weeks ago and had a ceremonial signature, the real one, just days ago. It's for the global minimum corporate tax rate minimum. Exhausting. Yes, and that's why it's great. It's not in the forced stimulus recon. First, easier to write the recon, then easier to call the vote, easier to vote on it, and easier to pass the recon because it's the confusing thing is not in there. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, so much breaking news. We're going to go over the big news about student loan debt forgiveness. We'll be going over more about that SNAP. We'll be going over the recon vote on Monday and why this is a done deal. We'll be going over the checks that are in that recon for you, the separation of checks versus stimulus checks, and then why Purple Hawks are going to be able to pounce and get bigger sums of money than anyone else. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. It's important to understand that going into forced stimulus, I want you to have taken the information you've learned from these videos and apply it as a skill at least one time. I want you to be able to say, I call up the phone. I called the utilities company. I got $600 for water because of COVID. Done. I feel accomplished. I did it myself. I want you to do at least one because guess what? When you look at forced stimulus recon is, as you saw, giving monies to different committees. And those committees will say, hi, I have money for you. Come and get it. Come and get it? Yeah, you got to come and get it. You mean I have to pick up the phone and call you? Yeah, you do. And if you picked up the phone one time with me before, like right now, to get rent or utilities or food or internet or SNAP or water or electric or heating oil, then you're not going to worry about it. Because I did this before with LALATE, I'm going to do it again. And that is why I want you to do it at least once. Then if you can't get the other sums of money, can't get mortgage, which sometimes is sort of confusing, don't worry. Reach out to the community page. Where are they? They're in the description of this video. Go down the description. You'll see them with a link to the community page. It's news.la.com/community. Click the link and they'll send you to the volunteers on the community page. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Reach out to them and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the final 15 of this Big Evenings LA heats up. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on a big evenings LALATE. As excitement is brewing about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, direct from Santa Monica. In this recording, in the final 15 minutes, we'll go over all the incredible great news about this fourth stimulus recon and why it's the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. We'll go over a hidden message that's really in the Steny Hoyer remark. I love it. And then we turn to the big exciting news about student loan debt forgiveness, about SNAP, and about the big exciting details of this stimulus as well. But first, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you to hit that subscribe button right now. Hit that subscribe button across the board. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Meantime, this video will automatically take you into Overnight's Crypto. Then, while on Overnight's Crypto tonight, I'll be sending you links to go into the next videos, which are at 7, 8, 9, and 11:30 tonight. Then join me tomorrow morning at 3:30 a.m. as we go, 3 o'clock a.m. as we go into the 3, the 3:30, and the 4 a.m. early mornings show. And with that, so much happening across the board. Remember, the YouTube community page's alert function is down. It's been down for several days. So any post that I sent on the YouTube community page is not coming to alert system. I'll be showing the programming schedule later in this video as well, so you see it across the board. What you need to know going into this big evening across the board is that the Democrats are vowing to take care of that SSI reform, that fifth stimulus, that the president has not delivered it for you. So how does that fifth stimulus reform work? Let me go over all the details starting right now. They start drafting this in September and then goes to a vote by about November. And then you'll see the benefits hit shortly thereafter. That's what they represent. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the details of this starting right now. Who does this apply for? You. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, or SSA. Step one is they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. That new benchmark will be inflation. And it will be transitory. The Fed minutes released this week suggest that the Federal Reserve will start to ease tapering later this year. Why? Because of inflation. So how high is inflation going to go? It's going to be transitory, a temporary spike in December. Great news. That's right when we apply our benefits. And I'm looking at about a 5%. That's what I've been saying. So let's go over all the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply the new benchmark. And let's say it's 5%. Then you go up another 5%, not just next year, but lifetime. Because once your benefits step up, they never step down. And so if the inflation rate after that is 1%, then your benefits will be plus 5, plus 1% lifetime. Wow, incredible great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't stay on benefits. And also have more than $3,000 in hand. It's going to go away. They're going to remove the income cap dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and also stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest like Rob and Sandy. No longer fear loss of benefits and no longer be subjected to the marriage penalty. And there you go. The Democrats also represent there will be a fifth stimulus check. And finally, the exciting great details about what Purple Hawks are doing. If you're seeing today, if you're seeing this week, Purple Hawks are picking up the phone and realizing, I'm going to get some money. I'm not going to wait around for 4 stimulus to show up. And Purple Hawks are getting money right now, not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 hours from now, but 5 minutes from now. And they're doing an incredible job. Consider becoming a Purple Hawk. The link's under the video. The link under the video to join now makes you a member, and you'll get an emoji next to your name. Daily, I deliver to the YouTube viewers who are members a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus, what's proposed under fourth, and what's proposed under fifth. When second stimulus was passed, $600 stimulus checks were not coming out in December, so people needed money. So that's why Tyrone and his family of 4 out of Boston listened to this channel and got that $16,000 of rent, paying all their rent to the new year. But then, earlier this year when I launched Purple Hawks, I said, hey, there's going to be a $1,400 stimulus check. But they ain't going to cut it. You're going to get in and say, where's the next one? You need to pounce, and I can get you about $14,000 for almost all viewers of this channel under third stimulus. They said, really? And I did. In fact, I got a lot more. $32,000, $50,000 for Mark, $100,000 for Laney, $23,000 for Nisi. Viewers getting money daily, hourly. So it's your opportunity to get that big money across the board. The link's under the video. Join here and become a member. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video. Starting right now, deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you under the fourth stimulus recon. Why is it a done deal? 1, they have all the Democrats to support it. Number 2, they don't need any Republicans to support it. Number 3, the price tag of $3.5 trillion was agreed upon before we started. Number 4, they've ostensibly agreed upon which committees get the money. And number 5, all they have left is really to decide how they spend the money in those subcommittees. All these checks in this recon are checks for you. This is in addition to stimulus checks. There's a push underway to get stimulus checks in the recon, but the recon is confirmed. $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you. It's all spending on you. Mostly application-based. If you've been with me since day one, you've applied for stuff, whether it's PBT, picking up the phone and calling to get an increase to your PPP, to your SNAP benefits, or PUA, or UI, or FPUC. You've been with me on that since day one, far before the program even started, or EIDL, or PPP, or any of these other items. It's incredible great news. And the reason why is that all these committees are being dedicated, all these fortunes under $3.5 trillion of checks, and they're going to have the money for you to go get it. For example, internet, for example, dental. It's not going to be sitting at the Department of Treasury sending out a check. No, it's going to be in these divisions for you to go get the money. We have a proposal of some of the items that they want to have and where they want to have them. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, farming checks, closing the digital divide checks, which is free internet checks. Then lots of checks for workers and lots of checks for seniors. Checks for workers, checks for independent contractors, checks for collective bargaining, checks for unions, checks for seniors alike, checks for vision, checks for hearing care, checks for dental, checks for lowering the eligibility age, and more across the board. Now, why am I so excited about next week? Because Steny Hoyer, the majority leader in the House, Democrat, has ordered the House back in session and says that you're ordered back this coming Monday and get ready to vote as early as Monday evening. Now, I'll tell you why I'm also really excited about his comments, because if you read his comments very clearly, he says you're ordered back to come back in town and you're not leaving till we're done. Excuse me? You know, I like that. Yeah, because the Senate's gone and the House is coming back, but they're not leaving. Well, is the House, are they going to do the recon substantive? Let me go over all the details. So recon procedural needs to go for a quick vote on the House side because it already passed the Senate. So once they do recon procedural passage on the House as early as Monday, then who starts the recon substantive? Well, you've been hearing on this channel for over a week. I've been hearing reports that they're thinking of having the recon substantive start on the House side. The Steny Hoyer remark sounds like it's happening because he's saying, stay here until we're done, while the Senate is gone. Well, obviously, there's nothing left for them to do but recon substantive. That makes sense for a lot of reasons. I think it's great news if they start on the House side. The reports suggest that maybe they're going to go House to Senate, not Senate to House, for the substantive part of the recon. I like it for a couple of reasons. Number one, House Subcommittee is writing the legislation. The House subcommittees are dedicated to different subject matters like House Ways and Means for unemployment and stimulus checks. those subcommittees have combined their pages up together. Let's say it's 10 subcommittees and 10 pages, and people would make it 100 pages. But does an S go on it, or does an H go on it? There's reports it's going to be an H on it. I love that because the House members are writing it. It should stay in the House for other House members to vote on it. Then I also like it because the House members pay more than senators. The House members are more progressive than the senators. And I like going first with the House because they can pile on more money, and then they can add more money on the Senate side during the vote-a-rama. So it makes a lot of great sense. There you go. Now, I've brought back seats for stimulus for obvious reasons. In addition to the fact that we need to push and ensure that all these people who want to give you stimulus checks, like AOC and Omar and like Warren and Sanders, that they don't just say, I want to do it, and then sort of fold like a lawn chair. You have to push and ensure they do it. And that's why I brought back seats for stimulus. Hashtag seats for stimulus. Go on social media. Share this video on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm tweeting a little bit more the last 48 hours because of the outage of the YouTube alert system on the community page for members. So I'm using social media as a lot more to give you an alert as to when videos are coming out. So you're going to see more videos to share. Hashtag seats for stimulus, all spelled out that way. 6 House seats are up for grab. This could really determine the balance of power in the House among Republicans and Democrats. Meantime, I'm very excited for you for everything that is in this for stimulus recon. But the reason why for seats for stimulus is important is because you want to ensure that they spend the money the right way. Remember, recon substantive is basically asking, okay, now that the committee has $10, how does it spend it? You want to make sure the committee spends the money the right way. And that's why you got to push. Finally, I'm very excited for all the viewers across the board who have been with me since day one because I've helped you get PBT or PPP or PU or PUA or EIDL. And that is where the big payouts have been. $15,000 for Elizabeth Beckenham out of Florida for PUA. Early on, even though Florida was delayed several weeks before going live, I started making PUA videos for people on unemployment benefits on April 25th. The program was not even live in some states for several months. And you pounced and got big sums of money. The federal government wants to give you lots of money. But the way application-based things work is that the federal government's not sending the money to Department of Treasury for IRS to send you a check. Rather, it's sending money to different committees and saying, come and get the check from us. This is where you just go to them and say, I want that money. Not a time for a donutta or a donetto, because this is big sums of money for you to pounce and get across the board. Meantime, let's go over again tonight's programming schedule because I don't want you to miss anything across the board. For Evenings LALATE, you're watching right now. Next up is Overnight's Crypto, currently playing live on the channel. Then we go into Street and Stimulus in 2 hours from now. It's a throwback show. Then we go into Sirloin at 8 o'clock. After that, 1 hour later is Overnights. So you see from 7, we see an hourly programming flow. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, Overnights, and then 11:30 for Purple. Then tomorrow morning we start at our usual schedule always, 3 o'clock, 3:30, and then 4 a.m. with the new Early Mornings LALATE, and then we go into 9 a.m. This is the same schedule we've ever had, but because of the YouTube alert system being down, I want to ensure that you know where all the programming is. Finally, I'm so excited for viewers. If you've had a success story for rent, utilities, or food, send it to me on social media. Private message me across the board. I'm so excited because these are viewers who absolutely embody the true Purple Power spirit. It's easy to pick up a phone. Anyone can pick up a phone. If you've had a power outage before, or you had hot water disappear and you had to call the water department, you've picked up the phone before. Now you can pick up the phone and say, I want that rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage assistance because of COVID, or utility assistance because of COVID. You can go to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, and your state housing authority. And congratulations to the new success stories tonight. Sharon with $2,700 for SNAP, and Lainey $13,000 for rent. Congratulations to all the success stories over the last few weeks and the last few days, because guess what? If you got one item, you're ready to pounce onto forced stimulus. You've already developed the skill set and you know how to do it. So excited. And with that, join me and stay with me on social media all night long and on the channel. Stay here because of the alert system being down. I'll be sending messages throughout the night so you ensure that you see when the programming goes live. Stay informed, stay focused. Hit that subscribe button right now. 400,000 subscribers, next stop, 1 million. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay with me all weekend long because there's going to be a lot of breaking news as well. And stay with LA for